Hey everyone, it's Mark from Winnipeg Financial Planning, back with another video. Today I want to talk about the 3 reasons that your retirement plan can fail. Now, I don't want you having to go back to work, so let's get into it. Now, the first reason your retirement plan can fail is oversimplification. So I was speaking with a gentleman a few weeks ago who was wondering whether or not he was on track. In his eyes, there was no problem. He had $1 million retirement portfolio. He wanted to be able to spend $50,000 per year, and he expected to live at max another 20 years. So just taking the investment returns out of it, he would be able to do that. He could take out $50,000 a year from his $1 million portfolio, and it would last 20 years. But there's 2 things that he was overlooking. The first being taxes. So a good portion of his portfolio was actually in RSPs. And when you take money out of RSPs, you have to pay taxes. So if you want to be able to spend $50,000 per year, you actually have to take out around $65,000 from your RSPs to net you that $50,000. Now, if we start taking $65,000 a year out of his portfolio, his $1 million will only last 14 years. Now, the second thing he was overlooking was inflation. So as we know, the cost of everything goes up every year. And let's just imagine that inflation was running at a rate of 4%. So if he needed $50,000 this year, he would need $52,000 next year to be able to buy the same things as his $50,000 today. And when we add a 4% inflation rate to our calculations, his money would only last for 12 years. So it goes without saying that this gentleman was extremely happy that he took another look at his retirement plan, or else, he said, Mark, I'd have been back at work in 12 years. So thank you very much. So that's the first mistake. Make sure you don't oversimplify things too much. So the second reason that your retirement plan can fail is if only one spouse knows what's going on. So if there's only one person taking care of all the investing, retirement planning, tax planning, what would happen if that person were to pass away? Would the surviving spouse know what to do with all of the financials of the household, right? So even if you're doing your own investing or your own tax planning, it might be a good idea to bring in a financial planner that the surviving spouse is comfortable with. That way there's an outlet to transition things in the future so that the surviving spouse isn't left with their hands up, right? So imagine this, you're 60 today. If something happens to you in 15 years, you're 75 now. Do you really want to put your spouse in a position where they have to start figuring things out at that age? So again, like I said, it might be a good idea to bring in a financial advisor just so that the surviving spouse is comfortable with someone in the event that they do have to take over. The third reason that your retirement plan can fail is bad investment management. So this is the scariest one to me, but it's also the easiest one to avoid. And this often happens when working with financial advisors. So what happens when you work with a financial advisor is that you're going to ask them to invest your money, and they're going to fill in a risk profile questionnaire with you. And that questionnaire is going to give them an idea as to what your comfort level is with investing. So let's say that you're a moderate investor. So that would mean that you'd be comfortable having half of your money in a growth investment that's going to fluctuate over time, and half of your money in conservative investments that are more slow and steady. And what ends up happening a lot of the time is they'll just put your money in one simple portfolio. Let's just call it a mutual fund. Now, the issue with this is, let's say that the market goes through a bad year and the growth portion of your portfolio goes down by 20%. At the same time, the conservative piece of your portfolio is flat on the year. So the combined return of this portfolio is negative 10%. And if you're retired and taking money out, well, guess what? You're taking money out at 10%, right? So you're taking money out of a loss, which means there's no chance that money's ever going to come back up for you because you've taken it out while it's already down. So alternatively, what you should do is have different pieces of your portfolio. So you can have a growth piece, but at the same time, also have a conservative piece. And if your growth portion is down 20%, and your conservative is flat, this allows you to take out money from the conservative side of things rather than taking money out of the whole portfolio while it's down 20%. And this also gives this piece that's down 20 time to recover, which it will definitely do over time, right? So again, I've included a link below on how to properly manage a portfolio with a bucketing strategy. So this is an easy one to avoid. Just take a look at your portfolio. if you find that you're in a balanced or moderate mutual fund and you don't have many other holdings, then this is something that's easily avoidable. Thanks a lot for watching today's video. If you're concerned about your retirement plan and where things can possibly go wrong, feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information is down below, and we'd be happy to help. Until next time, take care.